Okay.
need to save them for the elderly, like these folks here. Oh, okay. Anyway, I guess I'll be heading out and wow! Oh, look at that. Well, since it's already in there, you might as well push down on the old plunger there.
You're a monster.
I didn't have that motherfucker.
Frampton Comes Alive, 1976. Is there anyone you knew who didn't have that record? I don't think so. Hey, all right, have a good one. Very well, Mr. Griffin, you got your flu shot. Now, I'm going to sign here. This is odd. What? Well, you're 42 years old, and it says here you've never had a prostate exam. No, I've had other exams, like that one in college. Damn it, this is too hard. Here's what I think of your test, Mr. Teacher.
You just stood up to me. Congratulations. That was the test.
So we laughed. Can you turn the light on?
Yeah, you can go ahead and turn it on.
Is it running live?
Yeah, it's recording now.
What? Well, you better be getting talking to the screen.
Well, ain't nobody listening.
So,
That's the beauty of life. We can sit here and fuck off while we're waiting for people to tune in.
well, what if nobody tunes in?
Well, then it's an experience. There's my fucking phone.
Okay. And people can write, but I am going to chew gum. I'm not eating. I'm smacking on gum.
You doing that, huh?
That is something. I don't know how I did it.
Let's try that. Let's see how that is. Let's see if that's better. Okay.
I've been off of it.
Oh boy, that is what I was trying to fix it.
Okay. Ew.
Don't help me. Is what I was trying to fix it.
Okay.
Don't help me. guys? What's up?
Wow, we're live.
Yeah.
First live one.
Sorry about all the audio distortions and stuff. We're working on this. This is our first live, so it might be a little buggy. But we'll get it. We'll get it.
Yep.
We'll get it. What's up, NJ04? How are you tonight?
Hey. First live one.
Sorry about all the audio distortions and stuff. We're working on this. This is our first live, so it might be a little buggy. We'll get it. We'll get it.
Yep.
We'll get it.
Hey, baby.
Everybody out there having a good night. NJ04, how are you tonight?
Hey.
Okay, we'll just do ours like this.
Okay. Yeah.
Because apparently there's like a delay
My big echo.
just passing through. Hell yeah, man. Glad to stop by.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
We thought we'd do a little live Q&A for our subs since we are at almost 130, and we welcome all questions. We'll do our best to answer them. And yeah, we do fast food, and that's going to be the second part of this stream because we're thinking about doing this little podcast here, and it might be a good little segue later. We get to that. Since we are at almost 130, and we welcome all questions, we'll do our best to answer them. And yeah, we do fast food, and that's going to be the second part of this stream because we're thinking about doing this little podcast here, and it might be a good little segue later. We get to that.
Oh, go ahead.
Since we are at almost 130, and we welcome all questions, we'll do our best to answer them.
Yes, thank you. Don't do that no more.
Don't tell me that, because I ain't doing it on purpose.
I know, but it's making my head hurt.
Alright. I wonder if this will
Here's our new addition to the family.
To the shadow.
To the Melloverse.
To the shadow.
Y'all have met Mellow Man Jr. in some of the videos. Well, here's our newest one. Little Shadow. Here's our little shadow. No, you can't get on the work. You can't get up there. You'd start typing to everybody and they wouldn't understand what kitty language is.
No.
Ow, ow, ow. Tiny claws, tiny claws.
Yep.
Aww. Was that a kitty in a box? Yeah.
That's cute.
Thank you. Here's our little baby.
Cute cat. Well, he's a new addition, and we ain't had him but a couple days, so.
Yeah.
But thank you.
We go to our 9 to 5 job. When we get home, he's waiting at the door meowing for us.
Yeah. So what kind of questions you couple people that are already here got for us? Woo, Celtics are running away with that game. Yeah, you can hit all you want to. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah.
We are here. We are here. That's all I can say about that one. We are here.
That we are. Sorry, y'all. I've got to kind of like use my phone to see what we're all texting because I lost my glasses. I can't see small writing.
She couldn't see small writing when she had her glasses, okay?
Hello. Come on now. And yes, by the way, I am chewing on gum, smacking on gum. I'm not eating.
Same difference!
It is not.
Yep.
Hey, it is relieving the pressure and the pain in my head with the headache that I've been having, okay?
With that hit, I'm surprised.
Boy. You a something else. You a mess.
Oh, I know it. I'm a hot mess.
Yeah. Hey, here's one everybody hasn't noticed yet, I don't think, or haven't said yet in this podcast, but our background's a little different. We still got the same Rick and Morty poster right here. We will have a new one up to go with it soon.
Yeah, I got it in the other day.
But we have paintings.
Okay, NJ04. I, myself, am a manager at a fast food restaurant. So, and she is a front cashier, so we mess with the public on a daily basis.
If I'm not doing front cashier, I do grill as well as make the sandwiches. But, yeah, we work in fast food.
We're not going to disclose the chain, although if you've watched any of our prior videos, you already know. But
Well, we'll disclose it more later, probably, in the second half.
maybe. I figured we'd do an hour of live Q&A and see how many people decide to drop in, and then jump over and do some what we're going to call fast food podcasting, okay? We're going to let you know a little of the do's and the don'ts that you would want to do at a fast food restaurant to ensure better service.
And how to see if you're voting.
Yee! Rick and Morty, man.
Yes.
I turned her on to Rick and Morty. That's my shiznit, dude. See, even got Rick and
Yes.
Morty on my vape right here. Yeah.
Even our laptop, our notebooks, and other things we have a lot of Rick and Morty all over them.
Yes, sir. It is definitely a great show. It's definitely a great show. But I also have to say, I also love stuff like Bleach and Sword Art Online and Assassination Classroom. I do like my anime. It's a little harder to get that stuff versus Rick and Morty.
I'm messaging one of my children. And for those of you who have actually watched some of the videos, we have named all 4 of the children throughout some of the episodes, videos. One of them we actually did a happy birthday video for, and did a video where he was on the phone with us
Yeah.
in
he was on the phone.
a video chat. So. Video.
Well, duh. Why do you think I've been...
What is this part then?
Well, even when it's not pulled up, it's still in the video.
It shouldn't be. And what are some other questions you would like to ask?
You know, we were down to 2, it was up to 4. For any of you that may be curious, of course you're probably not, but I'll go ahead and tell you, the music that you're faintly hearing in the background, that's off my YouTube music, to my Rusted playlist.
My headache's almost gone.
Yeah.
Yay! This will be like the first time y'all have actually seen me doing one of our videos or live streams after dealing or coming over, or how you say it? Getting over a migraine headache.
Yeah.
Ow! Sorry. Kitty. Attack? Yeah, baby. What is it, Shadow? What is it, baby? Mommy's little boy. Mommy's little boy.
Ow, 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 ow. The kitty claws, the kitty claws.
Why are you climbing all over the place?
Just because he's a kitty kitty.
Why you climbing all over the place?
Ouchies. Ouch. Sassy trying to kill me with a kitty kitty. And we're down to 0. Ah, kitty kitty. Ah, Booter cat. Ah, little Booter cat. Ow! What's up? What's up? Y'all just tuning in. Y'all know what it is. It's Mellowverse. I'm Mellowman.
I'm Sassy U.
And we always here for you guys. We just thought we'd jump on here and do a live Q&A for about an hour and then jump into our live podcast. Of course, now we don't have any guests or anything like that. But, you know, we're going to do our fast food podcast for a little bit, for about an hour. If we can make it that long, we'll see. It might be an hour and 45 minutes. Who knows? You know, your boy that over here like to go yak, 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 yak all night long. And
Yep. That he does.
when I say live and Q&A, guys, Q&A, give us some questions, we give you some answers. But without the questions, we can't do no answers.
Right.
You're giving me the clown face. Well, I know I'm a clown.
Is you my
I'm
clown?
damn near grade A bozo grade clown. Come on.
That was
now.
my point. Hey, you got your little shoulder kitty.
Yes, I have my pooter cat. What you doing?
Smoke.
It's not even that bad.
No, he's vaping because he's trying to quit smoking.
Yep.
Is that song that kept messing with my head? Okay.
No, this is Chill Bill.
What was that other song? Oh, never mind.
Fuck you. Go fuck yourself, some shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's sad. I gotta kind of fix.
Slide on the pimp game on my pinky ring. Lot of gang, lot of pictures in the ice
Okay.
chain. While you claim that you rich, that's a false claim. I'll be straight to the whip, no baggage claim.
That booty cat.
Can't even pronounce the name. You ain't
What's
got
that?
to see you on my Instagram. I be rocking it like it's fresh out the pan.
Oh, we got 2 watching.
Yep, see, my shoulder cat.
What is it, baby? What is it, little boy? Mama's little boy.
Yeah, look at him. He pops up over the shoulder like,
Look.
Winky. You are computers.
Now get on there and start typing to the viewers. They're not going to be understandable. They can't understand kitty language. I can barely understand kitty language.
I don't need your booty hole in my face.
He says you need a booty hole in your face.
I don't need no booty hole all up in my face or no Cougar Cat. Woo! You trying to run for the hills, ain't you, kitty kitty? Yeah. Red Solo Cup, y'all know what that means.
Yeah! Mine's in the freezer at the moment.
Seriously, y'all, nobody got any kind of questions other than the one from NJ04? That's sad, y'all. Y'all don't want no nothing? Well, I'll put it to you guys like this. I've been at my job for 7 years. Almost 7 years. And I like my job. I just don't like half the people that I have to deal with. Cause let me tell y'all, restaurant work may seem easy, but when you got to deal with 1,000 people that you have to walk through an order like they are infantile, it's crazy.
True. I mean, if you have to sit and like walk them through how to order, yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It's insane.
Well, okay. Well, here's a question for you. What is your favorite thing about being a YouTuber?
That's easy. That's easy. I don't even have to think twice about that one. My favorite thing about being a YouTuber is getting on here and getting to interact with all these people that have opinions and don't over exaggerate their point. If that makes sense. Yeah, you know we gotta listen to some Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
You gotta have some Jelly Roll. Hey, would you grab the Pooter Cat?
Come here, my little Pooter Cat.
I gotta move. And he was gonna go right down my back.
He just a purring.
Of course he was just a purring. He was on me.
No, I'm not now. He's just a purring.
He was purring before that.
I know. I can honestly say what my favorite thing is about YouTube, being a YouTuber, is the same thing, getting on here, you know, interacting with everybody.
Hey, Ducky.
Hey, Ducky! Just Ducky! I see you changed that name to Just Ducky.
Excuse me. Oh, it's one of them things, but whatever. See, we get chain letters and crap too. I will later.
Roberto Darkness? Hey!
So I'll let you guys know I love your vids and keep up the amazing grind. Hell yeah,
Thank
bro.
you.
Appreciate you, man.
See, people like y'all are the reason why we love to do YouTube. Interact with y'all, like, and the requests y'all give, I mean, some of them I have never seen, so it's like a raw reaction for me.
And forgive us, this is our very first live ever on YouTube. I attempted a test run the other day and I only did it for like 2-3 minutes. I didn't even try to stick around long for anybody to jump on the video. But, you know, we're trying to continually grow and make ourselves more known for you guys. So it's easier for you to get in touch with us, to have a conversation with us. So y'all can feel like y'all are part of this show too. Because believe it or not, y'all are a major part of this show.
Yes. Without you, we wouldn't be where we are. And for those of you who are just tuning in, this is our newest addition to our little Melloverse. Y'all have already seen in some of the videos, Mellow Man Jr. This is Shadow.
Yep. And he came by that name honestly. We can't go anywhere in the house without him following us. Period.
He wound up giving his own self his name.
Yep.
If we don't call him Shadow, we call him Pooter Kitty.
Pooter Kitty, yep. Pooter Kitty's been the most recent one that's come about just because, you know, I am in the South, and the South is just, we got our own language down here. Y'all know how it goes. Y'all know how it goes.
Look, all the viewers don't want you trying to type. They're not going to understand what you're trying to say.
Ooh, a new one? Okay.
Southern Renegade. Okay. He thinks him the little bitty baby.
He is a little bitty baby.
Mommy boy.
No, I don't want that one. Okay, we'll listen to that.
Oh, some oxen.
Yeah.
Torch bless my enemies, what you mop the floor with. It's true, my thoughts are more. I'ma do my job, of course. Shit.
I'm putting the Pooter Kitty to sleep.
I done left it all behind me in Cali while yelling goodbye to my family. I had to do a little soul search. All of my demons kept on fighting and scrapping inside of my mind. I was crashing, maybe y'all.
So, here, sidebar. Question for all you guys. How do y'all feel about the official flag of 2020, huh? This shit sucks.
I can give you my intake on it. For someone who has to wear one on a daily basis because of the job that I do, one, it's hard to breathe in those things. And they're very hot.
Not only is it hot, okay, guys, we're in an enclosed space all day long. It's going ahead a little bit to the podcast. We're in an enclosed space, and it is anywhere from 85 to 100 degrees, depending on how warm it be getting. And when you got that mask on, it does not help you breathe at all. It actually hinders you from breathing, and it's stupid that we have to wear it. Even the CDC said if you do not have COVID-19, you do not need to wear the mask. You do nothing but hurting yourself.
Well, here's a question from Ducky. It is, I got a question that you may have already answered, but what made YouTube decide to start a YouTube channel? Was it just a out of the blue thing, or something you had discussed and planned?
Alright, well,
to be honest,
it originally started as an out of the blue thing, and then when we brought it up to each other, we decided, okay, instead of just going at this half-assedly, let's sit down, let's make a plan, let's get things together, let's make this as professional as we can. Me having zero editor skills whatsoever, I've never done any kind of video editing in my life.
right.
I sat down and lo and behold, thank God for YouTube, I YouTubed a bunch of stuff and I learned how to edit the bare basics. I haven't learned the tricks and all that good stuff to make our stuff just pop amazing, but it's, you know, it's good enough for what we're doing right now, but in the future it's going to get better. That's just how it
And to be
goes.
honest now, I have not sat down and did the kind of work that Mellow Man has put into this, as far as learning how to do the editing and everything. I'm more of the one that's behind the scenes as far as you message us, you get both of us. So you'll never know which one of us is actually messaging you. But usually it's me trying to message everybody back. For the most part.
For the most part, I do get on there and message a lot
He does. He really does.
because I don't want our subscribers to feel like we just half-ass take care of these. I mean, we wholeheartedly read your comments and see what you guys got to say, and we'll take everything that you comment into consideration, as
Yeah.
even from the videos that you guys request to, hey, this was a bad reaction because such and such was going on during the whole video. Okay, cool. I'm glad that you could share your opinion with us, and we're going to take that into consideration when we shoot videos. And we don't generally eat or do anything. Today, you're seeing me use the red Solo cup, so I try not to do stuff like that on camera because, one, I'm not promoting nothing. I'm not sitting here
Right.
trying to make a quick buck or anything like that.
Okay. Becky says, just got
To wear
an email this
masks
week
on the bus
in these.
and in the building. Plus, some schools have put partitions on desk and device. Man, that ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah, a lot of schools, even here where we are, and then where my children are.
They made us. See, my son is 7 years old and he's gonna start first grade this year. And they're making you sign a death waiver when you send the child to school, just so they're not held reliable if they get sick and die at school.
Right.
And I think that is Tico bullcrap, okay?
Now, where my kids go to school at, in the state that they're in at the moment, because I have been also notified that certain schools.
Ducky, I don't blame you. I don't blame you whatsoever. If I had the qualifications, I would homeschool mine as well.
I do.
I don't.
I know. But, again, having to sign the death waiver, the children must wear a mask at school unless they're out on the playground or eating lunch. And then some of the schools are making it mandatory where all kids must be homeschooled through the program that the school provides, except for all elementary students, 6th graders and 9th graders. The reason why 6th and 9th graders is because it is what they consider a orientation time, and they'll go to school for like 2 or 3 weeks, I think that's what it said. And then after that, they're completely homeschooled. The elementary students will go to school altogether because they need that learning curriculum, I guess. But I feel the same way, Ducky, as far as I feel like the children should be homeschooled and not be sent out yet. I don't think it's safe yet.
No, I don't think it is, and I don't think it will be for a while. I mean, okay, say what you will, and y'all can laugh all you want to when I say this, but we were watching a movie the other day, and the year that it was stamped in the movie was 2039, and that motherfuckers had masks on in that movie. So you think it's going away anytime soon? It's not. Call it conspiracy theory, call it what you will, but I myself kind of see this as a little bit of a population control experiment that just went crazy. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think there was Trump was recorded saying that he was wanting to, there was too many people in the United States or something like that. Don't quote me on that because I don't want to be misquoted and people think that I'm just a Trump hater, because I don't have an issue with Trump as Trump. My issue with Trump is he's trying to run this country like a business, and it is not a business. So that's my little political soapbox for a moment. I don't really do politics.
No,
but
we really don't, because it can really get
It
into
can-
hurt feelings and other issues and
Yeah, that's when the snowflakes come out and everybody starts whining, crying, and saying that they got their butt hurt and all that good junk.
some of y'all probably have small children like we do, or like you. Mine are much older, but even now, like when we go out, a lot of our stores in our area are starting to make it where it's mandated you wear masks inside the store, where it didn't used to be for the longest time.
Around here, it was real lax. You could go. There were certain places that you knew when you went you was going to have to put a mask on. Now it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Well, I've tried doing that, but it keeps sliding right back to that view. I can't do much. I got the Pooter Cat right in the middle of my back.
Well, I don't want to go too much into it, but I watched a press conference that someone said that people who die of natural causes, if they test positive for COVID-19, then they mark it as a COVID death. Wow.
Okay, Ducky.
And that was confirmed true.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
Ducky, I want to kind of speak a little bit on that because I've heard a little bit, and you can say what you want. I know Alex Jones is known for his conspiracy theories, okay? I know that, I'm aware of that, but a lot of this you can research and find out for yourself. Anybody that dies with the flu symptoms or pneumonia, they are blaming it on COVID because it has similar symptoms of COVID. So the death numbers that you're getting are not entirely accurate for reasons like you just stated. You know, people that die of natural causes, if they test positive for COVID, then they chalk it up as a COVID-19 death when it wasn't a COVID-19 death. Just like those that are dying from the flu and pneumonia and all that has similar symptoms, they're getting put in as COVID-19 deaths. So it's not entirely accurate, and I think that it's stupid, but I don't know. I'm kind of an open-minded thinker, but that's one of them that's just, it doesn't matter how you look at it, it's going to have conspiracy theorists all over it.
And you know what's
Period.
funny? Come to that, is you're saying that you're an open-minded thinker. You know, you always say that I was sheltered, or
Yeah.
I lived under a rock or something. I have never really been an open-minded thinker when it comes to stuff like this until I got with you. And now I really am a complete open-minded thinker, but I still hold true to certain things as far as, I don't know, I guess my gut intuition, I guess you call it. Or just for the fact that I was raised a certain way, like my old-fashioned values that I was raised with. So, I don't know. I'm just rambling.
Just rambling. And I'm over here.
Looking something up, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just holding up, Shadow here, the little pooter kitty. Who's just purring away.
I don't want to be misquoted saying that I said something that wasn't stated as fact. And I'm not finding it. I might have to get on YouTube to find it.
Is there any other questions that anybody has they might want to ask? Really? Is that your question? Well, I give you kisses back. Mwah.
Trump attacked
Yeah,
journalists
you
for
too.
asking snarky question on coronavirus testing in U.S. I have completely stopped watching mainstream media, television, and news. I have 100% been doing my own research because right now I don't know who to trust. Amen to that, Ducky. If you want to know it, you got to get out there and do some of the work yourself, because all these mainstream media, they're lying to you, and you don't know what to believe, how to believe it, how to perceive it. Especially when it comes down to stuff like this. And don't misquote me on this either, because I don't care what skin color you are. You're my friend. I don't care.
Your family
You can be whatever color. I don't care. But this Black Lives Matter thing has been mainstreamed media from the start. From the start, they put this in mainstream media and started manipulating and starting to get people pissed off. Because let me tell you something. I live in the South. And except for those that have been here for umpteen generations before me, not everybody down here is racist. Not everybody is looks at the Confederate flag and says that stands for this. No, I have a Confederate flag on my arm, but that is heritage. That is the way I was raised. That's the flag that I was raised under, okay? I have no problems with nobody. I sit out here and I talk to whoever, whenever, however, because that's just what you do. You don't just mistreat people because of the color of their skin or what they may believe or what they may not believe, because let me tell you something, this country was founded on the right to do what you want. Yes, there are rules, yes, there are laws, but within those laws, as long as you obey and abide by them, you can do what you want and make a successful life for yourself, whether it be on YouTube or getting out there and doing
the 9 to 5
labor work that all of us do, because trust and believe, I myself am fixing to have to make a hard decision that I was...
We've already made that decision.
Well, yes, but still, it was a hard decision to make because there was a lot that had to be taken into consideration before the decision was made, and you guys were a part of that decision-making process, believe it or not.
You guys were one of the biggest part of the decision process making. Other than the other factors that come into play as for the other people involved, but
right.
But to touch base with what you were saying, like I have family members like that are black, that are Mexican, that are here, and I'll put this out there. Some of us are German, you know. So, you know, like you said, a lot of people are not racist, but then you've got those who try to mainstream it so to the point of everybody getting mad or whatever. And yes, they have the right to protest.
They have every right to protest.
And a lot of the protests that was here in our area, they were peaceful, calm, and proper protesting. They weren't rioting.
I'm going to interrupt. I'm going to leave this to Sassy for a moment because I got to go refresh my solar.
Bring my cup too. But they were not rioting. They were actually protesting, and I'm with you with your protest. And they did an amazing job. Although, you know, a lot of people tried to hype it up that it was going to be so scary that they were going to raid our store or restaurant, which we work in the restaurant business, but, you know, it was peaceful, and, I mean, we supported it. You guys know me. We have talked. You know, I have an open mind and no judgment. Yes, Ducky, that is true, and so do we. So, Lord have mercy. Yeah, Doug, you actually get to see me in my raw prime at the moment, but at least, you know, my man's right there. I got slushy.
You got slushy.
Oh, I got slushy. And Pooter Kitty was trying to sleep in your chair.
Well, of course Pooter Kitty was trying to sleep in my chair.
Slushy! Sorry. I get excited.
Guys, I'm back.
I get excited over the smallest little things.
We ain't going to reiterate on anything more than just that. Now.
Shut up. Mellow. Hey, Buddha Kitty,
She
you can't
gets
have
out
that.
of oh!
Christ. Oh, Lord. You are a pain sometimes. But I love you.
Oh yeah.
Cold, refreshing.
Yeah, y'all don't want to know what's in these solo cups. I'll tell you that.
No.
Because I guarantee you, we have 3 people watching, maybe 1 would know exactly what that is.
And yeah, and then I'll be getting a message and getting yelled at.
King Blitz, what's up, my dude? King Blitz gone live. If y'all ain't ever listened to King Blitz, jump over there and listen to him, man. He's awesome. He does a lot of
Sorry, King Blitz, I would, but we kind of can at the moment. We're doing our own live thing, buddy.
Hi. This is the first live we've ever done, and I'm happy with it. It seems like it's going alright. I enjoy all the questions. I enjoy talking to all of these people.
Now, here's the question that I would like to ask. And
There's
see,
a difference between protesting civilly and rioting/looting.
yeah,
I think people who riot and just use the Black Lives Matter as an excuse to do so, which makes those who believe in Black Lives Matter look bad. Exactly. See,
Yeah.
that's where you got that whole George Soros conspiracy crap, because they control the media, okay? These fat cat politicians and higher up people and rich people, they control the media, and they only let you know what they feel will profit them in the long run, whether it be capitalizing on a officer's misjudgment, which I've heard a bunch of crap that like this guy, he was also quoted as being a security guard, and he was one of those security guards that was rough and was always looking for a fight when he went to work. So what he went through with this, oh my gosh, I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful, I cannot remember the name. But anyway, what this officer went through, he knew he shouldn't have done it, but he done it anyway, because that's just how he was wired, how he's programmed. And I'm not defending the officer in any way, shape, or form.
No.
I understand, you know, I have things that go on in my head that's like, hey, you should do this, and you really shouldn't. And you know you shouldn't, but you do it anyway because your impulses overpower your common sense.
yeah.
And sorry if I seem like I'm rambling or stammering or whatever you want to call it through my sentences, but I'm trying to make sure that it's the proper phrasing, I guess you would say.
Yeah. No, like I was going to say, here's my question to you viewers, because Mellow Man and I have talked about this. We're going to continue to do our videos that we do on a daily, but we also are looking at and expanding to also having a podcast channel.
Yes. And we're going to start out with what we're going to do tonight, you know, the fast food podcast. But it's not going to be just fast food. I just called it fast food podcast because that's what we're going to be discussing in this said podcast. Okay.
Right. In this episode of the podcast.
I want to. I guess you would say my overall expectation of the podcast is to sit down with you guys once a week, okay? It's only going to be once a week. We're not going to be able to do more than that unless YouTube takes off and I'm able to devote more time at home to do YouTube than out doing my 9 to 5 stuff, which is fixing to be 50 hours a week, okay, guys? So you're just going to have to bear with us. We're going to get the videos up as quick and as many as we can. But anyway, my whole goal with the podcast is to not only enlighten myself, but to enlighten you guys as well. I want us to go on a journey together and expand our minds, whether it be something that I have absolutely no clue about, like astrophysics, because I've been listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yes,
He's amazing.
you have. As,
Joe Rogan
Yes.
and Dr. Phil and Bob
Alex
Saget, Alex Jones. I've listened to Alex Jones for a long time now.
Which now, my newest one of podcasts that I've been listening to lately has been Bunny. If you don't know who Bunny is, that is Jelly Roll's wife. It's called Dumb Blonde. Loving the podcast. Because she tries to empower people, so yeah.
But yeah, that's the whole goal with the podcast. If the 4 of you that are watching disagree with us doing a podcast, let us know before the end of this live broadcast, because
y'all's opinion matter to us.
y'all's opinion helps drive this show. It's what you guys come up with, whether it be what videos to react to, or hey, we want this, or hey, we want that. You guys drop it in the comments, and we will do our best to accommodate
everybody. Which is another thing that I was going to say earlier and I had forgot. One of the things that I do that's behind the scene a lot of the times is, depending on Mello and my work schedule, I usually try to sit down with our notebook and write down all the requests. There are times where I just can't. I can't do it because of my work schedule, and I'll admit this, I have some health issues that come to play. I battle with fibromyalgia on a daily basis, as well as some seizures, so there's times where I can't, and Mellow Man will sit down and write them, and he'll go, hey, we've got these, what do you think about this? Sometimes I will float around some of them and try to get as many of them as we can get done.
Guys, we have sat down and done 6 to 8 videos in one night. Just shooting them, just getting them shot. That way the next day while she's at work, I can edit and upload. That way you guys are getting videos with both of us in them and not just one.
Yeah.
I have done more solos than Sassy, and Sassy's not really comfortable doing solos without me around. Even with me around, she's not too comfortable doing solos. And every time I do my solos, you guys want Sassy there, so that's why we try. We was getting videos up a lot sooner, but yes, Ducky, your vote counts.
All our viewers' vote counts. Well, hello.
What's up, Markham?
Welcome. How are you? I'm just holding the baby still. He's asleep.
Yeah, and you gonna wind up, that cat gonna be just like Mello. Every time he goes to sleep, he's gonna be right up in your arms.
Yeah, our Mellow Man Junior, when we got him as a puppy back around, it was like right after Christmas. I kind of spoiled him and held him so he'd sleep, because he wouldn't sleep at all. So now it looks like I'm doing the same thing to Shadow.
Well, that's good. Where are you coming at us from? Whereabouts in this big, wide, mellow verse are you at there, Arkham?
I think that's such a cool name.
Every time I see it, I think of Batman, which makes me think of the Joker, which is sitting right there, always looking at me.
Yeah, he has the Joker on our work desk. As well as some Rick and Morty.
Well, thank you. We try to get a lot of them out there, but we don't want you guys to feel like that's all we do is ERBs. So we try to jump around a little bit, but we appreciate you. You know, we're gonna be back on the ERB grind soon.
Yeah, and thank you, Ducky. Thank you. He's willing to go on the journey with us.
Well, good. I'm glad. I'm glad, because the podcast, it's going to take a while on the podcast before we actually have
decent.
Well, not decent, but before we have the like guests or whatnot on the show. But we're going to try to get to it.
Well, that's what I was going to say. They're decent equipment for when we have the guest here.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to spend a little money. But with that, I had to take, that's why I had to take the opportunity that got presented to me today. Well, it was presented to me yesterday, but today's the last day that I was going to have to think about it. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Once I get this going and I get my first check from all this, then I'll be able to start investing more in Meloverse and having better equipment for us to use, microphones and cameras and all that good jazz, so we can start looking more professional for you guys.
And I think we're also thinking of trying to slowly get into the merch process.
The merch process, I've sat down and looked, but if we're going to do merch, I need at least 250 subscribers on this channel before I do merch, because it's not going to, we're not even going to break even. If I was, because I don't know shirt sizes, I don't know nothing from nobody, so I would have to order at least, we have 127 subs, so I'd have to order 127
of all sizes.
And last time I did it, and we only had like 75 subs at that point, and it was almost $700.
Yes, you can be a guest at some point.
Well, of course, Ducky, we'll do a tech section and have you on as a guest, of course. Why wouldn't we? Yeah, we might. We can discuss that. We'll discuss that on a sidebar note. Whew, it is hotter than a whore fucking doorknob on payday around here. God dang.
Yeah. The hurricanes hit the coast over this way, and even though it's stormed some today, it has gotten hot. And our poor little AC in this
Look, we got a little $30 window unit in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment, and this shit don't do nothing, alright?
No, an apartment is not big.
It's like throwing an ice cube in a volcano and hoping for the best, alright? That's the best I can tell you.
That's why when we make slushy drinks, it's refreshing.
Well, alright. That's what we'll call it, I guess, slushy drinks.
They're called slushy drinks.
Alright, where's about we at? An hour and 4 minutes into the podcast. Well, into the broadcast here, the live broadcast. We haven't started the podcast just yet.
Spoiled little poodle kitty.
Poodle cat!
Shadows. Melos and shadows.
Yeah, the shadows is passed out right now. You're like, I don't care.
And the sad part of this whole ordeal with the kitty.
No, yeah, she's allergic to cats, and we still got one.
Like, yeah, it's bad. Now, do you have an idea of how you want to do the podcast?
Is it going to be here on YouTube?
Yes. It'll be on YouTube.
We're going to do YouTube podcasting, and I will get the equipment to where we can eventually have our podcast on like Spotify and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Places that...
On all platforms.
Yeah, we're going to try to get it to where we can put it on all platforms so everybody can hear it, because if you're going to do it, might as well do it big or don't do it at all.
But our biggest goal is to just start here on YouTube, right here at home, which we have got a channel up. We just don't have anything to it yet.
Well, you see that there's Mellow Man 76 and Sassy Unicorn 69. You also see that there's a Sassy Unicorn 69 and a Mellow Man 76. That is Sassy's page.
Correct.
And her channel, and we haven't had anything on it yet, but that's what we're kind of considering putting the podcast on, is on her channel, and going from there.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I am really shy, which some of you may know that, especially in front of the camera. So I have a hard time, but I still do have some reaction videos coming that are solo that have been asked of me to do solo. Since I did one, I've got to do the whole season, or what it was.
Well, it was,
The one that,
yeah, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, part 1 through 6.
But, also, I do like to talk. I'm a talker like Mellow Man is, but
She's a silent talker. She don't want you, she preferred this right here, okay? If she couldn't see you and you couldn't see her, she could talk to you for days. But the second you do that, she goes, hey.
yeah. But the only reason why I'm comfortable tonight is, one, I'm not looking directly at the camera. I'm kind of looking down at what y'all are typing to us. Which my headache is starting to be completely gone, so I can see a little bit better. But that and my slushy and my babies help.
He is out of it too, look.
My baby. And he is a mommy and daddy baby.
Yeah,
Ever
he
since we
is.
got him. From the moment we got him and I got him home. We got him from a friend of ours. And he has been our little shadow. And that's how he got his name. He has been our shadow. Always purring, always happy. And most people know that cats, when they wag their tail, they're mad. Not this kitty.
No.
He wags his tail and purrs because he's happy, he's excited, and he's getting attention.
Meow, meow, meow.
He will literally sit at the door and wait on us to get home from work, and will meow as soon as he hears us. So it's crazy because we have the dog that does it and the cat that does it. But the kitten keeps the dog at bay. That's funny.
Alright, y'all, it seems like we ain't gonna get no more than 4, which is fine with me. This is our first live, so 4, that's okay with me. I ain't even gonna stress it. The 4 that wanted to tune in, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Glad y'all came in, stuck out, or hung out with us and made some comments and all around kept us entertained while we was trying to entertain you guys. That's why the first hour was going to be a live Q&A, so you guys could talk to us, so we could talk to you guys and get to know all of y'all just a little bit better. Maybe next time we do a live, we'll have more turnout and more show up, more want to talk. But I think what we'll do is we're going to do 1 live a week. That way, in that live, we're going to do a little bit of a podcast on the tail end of it for you guys. So you can kind of get a little bit of a gist of what our podcast is going to be about. Now, this one is on fast food do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
I guess that's about the best way we're going to segue over into our podcast is the fast food do's and don'ts. Okay. Now, we have said multiple times in this live broadcast that we work in fast food, okay? The fast food restaurants that are around today, they don't have one particular owner, okay?
Correct.
Just like the chain that we work for, they have one owner. But there are other restaurants in this town by the same name, under the same corporation, but have a different owner. Therefore, they have different policies and different things that they go by, okay?
Right.
With that, you know, okay, you go to a restaurant, okay? Let's just say McDonald's, for instance. Just for instance, because I don't work for McDonald's.
Nope.
I don't know how none of their stuff works. But let's just use McDonald's for an instance, okay? Say you go to McDonald's and you place an order. And then in that order, you're trying to substitute something. Well, maybe that McDonald's can, but if you go five buildings up and go to the same restaurant and ask them the same question, they're going to say, oh, I'm sorry, that we can't do that. That's against our policy. they're not trying to fuck with your head. They're not trying to piss you off. They're being legitimately serious because they have a different owner, and that different owner says, hey, you cannot substitute this and this on this meal. I don't care if the rest of them do. You are not allowed to.
Correct.
So please don't go through a drive-through and get mad, pissed off, aggravated, snowflake, butt hurt because we won't, or tell you that we can't do something because it's against our policy. Our policy is different from the next store, okay? You cannot always blame the workers for that. That's corporate, okay? That's corporate.
Because when you like, if you were to be a restaurant owner, especially like a chain fast food restaurant, each chain store that is out there, they don't always have the same owner, but they're all with the same corporation. So each owner has their different policies. And I know for us, some of the policies that we use, I know we've had multiple customers complain because they want to change certain things and we can't. But they're like, well, these stores can. Well, they don't have the same owner as we do. They're owned by somebody else. It really does kind of make it hard because they yell at us as the workers. And over my years of experience of what little work experience I do have, I have come to know that for a lot of people, I feel like, especially these teenagers or anybody that's never really worked, their first job should be fast food so they can understand and appreciate what it is that we do. Because, like for me and you, for instance, we work at the same place, same restaurant for now. You're in management and I am not.
Right.
However, I am a crew member, and as a crew member, if you know every position in the restaurant, you get to bounce around a lot and do different jobs. Like, okay, I do waterfront cashier. I used to do drive-through.
Yeah, you used to.
I mean, I enjoyed it there for a while, but my anxiety kind of took the better of me, and I just can't. I can't do it anymore. I enjoy doing the grill. I enjoy making the sandwiches and stuff. One of my hardest things is, and I will admit to this, is whether it's in my head or if I actually verbal it, not to where customers can hear me, but when they go, I'm like,
okay, that right there, that's a perfect segue to my next point. When you are standing at the counter or you are at the drive-through speaker fixing to order your food, okay, I get that you might need some time to think. That's where you go, I need a moment. I need because guess what? We're sitting in there going, we don't have that. That's not on our menu. And is not on anybody's menu in the United States.
right.
Unless there's somebody a restaurant idea, you can invent the restaurant where your first three combos are the and the okay?
And the
That'd be your number 4 combo right there. But we understand that people have a hard time when it comes to ordering at a drive-thru. I already know you feel like you're pressured. You're on the spot because you're right there at that speaker, and they've already asked you what you want, and you're like, I don't know, it ain't so good. Okay, well, when you get to that point, I need a moment. Just give me a moment and then order. Okay, don't sit there and yeah, I need because guess what? I need to don't fucking work here.
Not just that, okay, and I will say this because I've seen it on both sides, as the customer as well as the employee. One of the biggest things that I see is, especially for a cashier, whether it's drive-through or front register, is the fact that if someone is having a bad day, they shouldn't take it out on the customer, and the customer definitely should not take it out on the employee because it makes it hard for us. Like recently, we had one that got mad and was throwing their food back at the person at the register. It is hard enough to do the job that we do. People think, oh, it's so easy. Well, guess what? It really isn't.
Well, let me put it to you this way, okay? In Sassy's instance, she is a front cashier person. She gets paid $8.50 an hour. Now, at $8.50 an hour, do you feel like that is enough money to sit here and have to pull teeth to get people to tell you what they want, and then when they get what they want, they don't like it, so they complain because the old adage is the customer's always right? Bullshit. Bullshit. I work in fast food. That is straight up bullshit. Because some of y'all just want free food.
Yeah.
And that is, if it hurts your feelings, I'm sorry. But I've been in this game for 7 years. Y'all call and complain over the simplest shit. And then when you say, do you have, yes, Ducky, you can ask a question. Do you have a receipt? They're like, I don't have a receipt. I don't have the food. I don't have this. Okay,
I don't know who I talked to.
Then you will not get any help from us. Because us as managers, if you cannot provide the receipt nor the food or either, if you can just provide the receipt, okay, just the receipt.
Or even
if you can bring in the receipt, we won't mind to replace whatever it is that needs to be replaced to keep you satisfied. But with that being said, don't bring me your food and your receipt and say that your food was cold when we all know it was hot because that shit came straight off the grill after being superheated, and you gonna turn around and say it's cold. Then motherfucker don't get no Junior Deluxe with tomato and lettuce, because I guess what, that cools the meat down just a hair by the time you get your mouth around it.
Yeah, I know. I've been in the fast food business now for going on 4 years, where you've been in it a lot longer. But I have the respect for my customers. Now, I will give from my experience from like where I've worked with other restaurants, what I call the Southern Charm. You are polite to your customers, they're going to be polite back. If they cannot, there is a way you can handle it and be polite. And I've seen this with some of our coworkers. I'm sorry, you're having a rough day. Can you calmly explain to me what the problem is, and we will see what we can do to fix it. Then you've got some of those, which we've seen ourselves, that are very, very rude to the customer, or as well as the customer being rude back, and not wanting to address it calmly. But I feel like if you can be calm and respectful to the employee, as well as the employees be the same way back, it makes things go a lot smoother, and you have a better experience. I try to be nice to all my customers.
We all try to be nice, but there's only so much stupid that can be tolerated before you start losing that sense of being nice and just being, why didn't your mama drop you on your head, or did she drop you on your head? Is that why you acting this dumb? Okay, most drive-through menu boards are laid out exactly the same way. Your combos are in exactly the same order. It may be different burgers or different food items that are in that combo, but for the most part, most restaurants are laid out the same way when you go in there and look at their menus. It's the number one's usually their most basic fucking burger. Point blank, period. This is our regular burger.
Yeah.
So when you sit there and you go, I need, okay, I get that you're having a hard time, but I don't need to hear you going,
Right. Okay, Ducky asked, a parent comes in and has like 4 young kids, and the parent is on their phone and tell their kids to order what they want with no guidance. What is your take on that? I have seen it happen. Okay, well, for me, from frontline cashier, I've actually not long ago just had this same issue.
Not only that, we've had people come through drive-through and they let their kid order, which is fine. I understand you're trying to teach your child responsibility.
Correct.
But when you're standing in a lobby and this right here is all you're worried about, you need to get off your phone and pay attention to your kids, man. Period.
A matter of fact, like I was going to say, is my experience was that I had a mom. Well, it was either a mom or the dad, and it was like 6 kids. And the kids were just ordering whatever they wanted. Each one was like a big combo or a Happy Meal or whatever, kids meal. And then when the parent decided to make their order and then got the total, they were kind of mad. I'm like, well, this is what your children ordered. Do we need to change? That's when it's hard for us because I cannot change it. I have to call my manager over to give me their thumb or their password or whatever to change the whole order, which I don't mind for the most part until you get irate with me.
Okay, well, it's your fault.
This big.
It's your fault that them kids ordered $45 worth of food because you was too busy with your nose in this right here. This ain't life, y'all. This is a luxury, a pleasure. If you can't afford it, then you don't have one. If you can't afford it, use it in the way it's intended. Use it to expand your mind. Use it to expand your platform. Whatever it is you're doing with it. But when it comes to children, y'all, when it comes to children, put the fucking phone down and be a parent.
Lead by example. A role model, not show them and teach them bad habits. That is one thing that has gotten to me is I've had numerous customers come in and be on their phone, and I can't tell if they are trying to place their order or if they're talking to the people on the phone. Now, granted, I have one elderly old man that comes in, and he will call his wife.
Whoever it is that wants to order, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and
he comes in a lot, and it's always the same. Always the same, and he's always on the phone when he comes in. That's why I'm like, man, just come in here and say, hi, it's me again, okay?
We pretty much know his order, but now sometimes he does change it, and he has to make sure that what he's getting is the correct thing, because I think they're like on a dietary plan, and they have to watch what she eats or something. I cannot remember exactly because he told me, but I can understand that part of it, but when it comes to you got your children there, I feel like, especially if you're, it's me or a few select other people, be courteous enough not to be on your phone and kind to be the parent and watch what your children are doing, guide them through ordering. One day, what was it? We had a German family come in.
Yeah.
And the one that was trying to order only spoke German. This was interesting because everybody was trying to place the order and they didn't understand what was being ordered. And so for someone that I can understand the German, I don't speak it like I should. Kind of had to help walk them through a little bit. And the child was, I don't know what, maybe 8 years old?
Something like that. 7, 8, something like that.
And was trying to help them understand what was being ordered or how to go about ordering. And I feel like that child was taught how you go in and to order at a restaurant.
Well, I mean, okay, from a child, from 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, I remember this very vividly. And it's because we did it every single time we went somewhere. If my family went to a sit-down restaurant, which some places aren't even around anymore, like Bel Air Grill, Wooden Nickel, Prime Rib, places like that, where you went in, sat down, ordered your food, they brought your food to you, you sat there and you ate. Okay. After all the general horseplay bullshit's out of the way and it's time to get up, it's time for you to leave, most people just get up and leave. My family, they taught us to pick up plates and stack your plates and your dishes in a nice neat stack. Cause why? Because it makes it just a little bit easier on that person who's got to come out there and bust that table and get them dishes instead of having to sit there and stack them themselves. They come out there, oh wow, I ain't even got to do that much work to this table. They've already stacked it. They've already wiped most of the table down. I just got to get the big spots and pick up the dishes. No big deal, right?
Right.
Okay. When you go to a fast food restaurant and you order at the counter and you get your food on a tray and you go sit down at the table and you feed your kids, why on God's green fucking earth do you just leave it a giant mess? Is that how you leave your kitchen table at the house? Do you not pick up your dishes? Do you not wipe your table off? Do you not make things look proper when you get up and leave the table? Because guess what? It may be the person that's running the register's job to come out there and wipe that table down, but you know, it makes it a little bit easier on us and it makes our day a little bit better when we look out and they're like, oh wow, they picked up after themselves. They were an adult. What?
Those are the kind of customers, I'm sorry, I really like. I've had a few that's actually come in, and it wasn't even my shift, to be honest. I had come in on my day off, and have seen customers that have made a total Tito mess. And the person that was actually working that night was like exhausted because of the mess that these people have made, where I'm talking whether it was throwing french fries on the floor, in the window, chili in places, whatever the food might have been, you know, they left it a mess.
Right.
They've even done it on my shift. And it makes it hard because when we're supposed to be off the clock by a certain time and customers do this, it makes our night or day even longer to where we have to stay there until everything is completely finished.
And before the question is asked, yes, we do love our job. We love being in the fast food industry. It's the amount of stupidity that comes out of people's mouths on a daily basis and the attitude that we have to deal with. Look, y'all, I think that it should be mandatory. Your first job should be fast food because they ain't, but maybe 50% of y'all, not even that much. It's probably 25% of y'all that understands the struggles that we go through on a daily basis in that restaurant trying to serve y'all, and y'all being pissy towards us and we ain't done nothing to you. Not one thing wrong have we done to you. You just pulled up to our speaker in a pissed off fucking attitude.
Okay, Ducky says, another question.
Have you ever had an experience where people kind of treat you like a bank, where people come in with more coin than bills, or just all coin? Is that stressful? Yes, it is very stressful. Not only is it stressful on the register operator, because they've got to sit there and they've got to count out all that change that you just handed them, whether it be $5 in change or $35 in change, and you might have just went, oh, that's crazy. No, bruh, no. Some people have brought $35 worth of change just to buy their food, okay? And I get that. I get you're scraping the bottom of your barrel. You're trying to get all your change together so you can eat. Cool. I'm all for that. Yes. But it puts stress on the register operator, I should say, because they've got to sit there and count on all that change. Okay, now, end of the shift comes. You pull their drawer. You get their ticket. You go in the office. Now, it's all stressful on the manager because the manager's got to sit there and count every bit of that change and make sure every nickel, dime, quarter, penny, it's all there.
Yeah.
Because I do it on a regular basis. I close once a week at the store that I currently work at. I was the what's up, Shanika? I was the closing manager for a year or two. I was the only closing manager our store had for about a year or two, and yeah. Pulling drawers and counting drawers, that's not easy. It's because if you count the drawer and when you're done, all your math that's sitting in front of you says that person's $10 short, you have to then go to that person and say, hey, you're $10 short. Do you have the $10 to pay it back, or do you want to write up? Excuse me. After 3 write-ups for the same thing, you're gone. Bye. See you. 3 strikes, you're out.
Alright, Shaniqua, you got any questions you'd like to ask? But yeah, on top of what you were saying, like, one of the restaurants I used to work for, and y'all are gonna probably laugh at me, but I used to be a car hop at a Sonic. That was my first fast food restaurant job ever.
Roller skates.
No, we did not roller skate. Matter of fact, and it's a good thing because I've had a customer that actually ran over my foot and broke it.
Yeah, but a
But
car
with that-
hop had roller skates, okay?
Back when I was a kid. Sorry, that tells you kind of how old I really am.
Hey, I'm used to car hops with that gum roller skates, alright? So
but
don't even.
anyway, with the change coming in, it is hard because, like he said, us as cashiers have to sit and count every single one of those coins, and then the managers have to do it. It also makes it hard for some of us to, I don't know how you say, put it in the register, because some of it ain't gonna fit if it's already full. Just like if we get big bills. Oh my gosh. I have had a customer come in and order a $5 meal and want to pay with a $100 bill. And I just got there, like, we just did the shift change, and I hadn't even made money on my register yet to even change 100. I then not just have to go to my manager, but then have to go to like our general manager or our assistant manager and be like, hey, I need change.
Yeah.
It can be difficult. I even had a customer get mad at me because they hand me the bill and I'd have to mark them to make sure that they're real. 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty good at catching fake bills. But
Fake bills are easy to spot if you know what you're looking for. The print, the paper, all that good stuff. You know, the watermarks. You got to know what you're looking for.
right. But it can be very stressful. Like, our job in general can be stressful, but I love it.
Yeah, I like I said, I like our job. It's just I don't like the attitude that we get. Everybody comes at us like they're better than us, and they're not. They should be on the exact same ratio or same level we are. Just because you work a different job or you be doing something different don't make you better than me. Okay? First and foremost, does not make you better than me. But, you know, it is what it is. We try to do the best we can for everybody, and excuse me. Yeah, I'm sweating like a whore on fucking payday. I'm telling you, man. I done told you that shit. It's insane.
The weather outside has been so rough that our tiny little air conditioner cannot keep our place cooled down apartment.
Alright, anyway. So, let's say, okay, for instance, you go order you some food and whatnot.
Apparently we're freezing.